G1 G2, 1 plus G1 G2. Now that is what is, you can just see here like this, it will become like this, and we get like this, G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2. So this is nothing but C by R. You can just see here in this condition what has been this, when there are multiple inputs, what you have to do is, in this you put 1 as 0 initially. You can start with R also, you can start with U also. You first make 1 as 0. Once you make one any one of the input as 0, then the reduced whatever is there, that block diagram you go on solving, and we get to this. So this is not the end of the problem, you have solved partially. Next, what you'll have to do is make R as 0. Now, see here, as I told, if there are two inputs, we'll have two parts in the problem. If there are three inputs, we'll have three parts. So, in this, as there are only two inputs, we have two parts. So, in part 1, you make U as 0. After making U as 0, this summing point gets nullified. There will be no summing point because it will be a direct link. So, as these two are in cascade, G1, G2, so we get C by R is equal to G1 G2 divided by 1 plus, because it is negative feedback here, 1 plus G1 G2. So this is one part. This is part A. Then part B of the problem is like, in this condition, what I have done, we have made R as 0. But when we make R as 0, but remember one thing here, there is one feedback, there is one negative. So this will be minus 1 is already there. So minus is there here. So rearranging this, we get like this. We get like this. So even if this negative sign is not there, I can consider this, for this there is a negative sign. Why is this small change? I'll tell you. Reason is, here the feedback whatever is coming, that is coming, and we are giving a negative signal to this G1, because if you just see this drawing, if you just see the previous drawing, here what is happening is, this summing point is not there, but there is a negative feedback. So this negative sign will come and get attached to this, to G1. So this negative sign is going to get attached to the signal. So that is what is shown here. So what we are going to get is G1 G2. We are going to get like this, G1 G2. This negative sign is here, G1 G2. And since this is a feedback, so what we are going to get, G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2. Answer will be G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 is the answer. Hope this problem is clear. Hope this problem is clear. Okay, have you understood this type of problems where we'll solve one more problem. Remember, in this condition, when if there is a multiple inputs, in that condition, depending upon the number of inputs, if there are two inputs, there are two parts. If there are three inputs, three parts. In this case, there are two inputs, means we are going to solve the problem in two parts. Part A, you make any one of the input as 0. Those who have joined late, I'll just repeat it. What we are discussing today is, the part which we are going to discuss is, if there is a problem where there are multiple input systems, in that condition, how are you going to solve? In this condition, if as there are two inputs, we are going to solve this problem in two parts. Part A, any one of the input you make 0. So what is considered is, we are going to make U as 0. Once we are going to make U as 0, this summing point is getting nullified, and we get the block diagram as is. So G1 G2 are in cascade, they will get multiplied. So we get G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2. So we get G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2, that is C by R. Have you understood this part? Then similarly, in part B, our second part of this problem, what we have done is, we have made R as 0. Once R is made 0, in that condition, this is the block we are going to get like this. And so here it is like a feedback signal with a negative sign, and this we are going to get like this. This block, after simplification, we are going to get it like this, because G1 is in forward signal and this is a feedback which is coming. So this is like, so it will be solving like the feedback signal, that is G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2. So G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 is nothing but the solution. Is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Anybody is having any doubts with respect to this kind of problems? We'll solve one more problem. So for that, but at this moment, do you find any doubts here? Please feel free.
Sir,
yes, tell me.
Sir, in the last step, sir. The second.
Yes, tell me. Tell me. Just a second.
Sir, there is. Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, G1 and -1 are in cascade, no, sir.
Obviously, then they are getting multiplied.
So we can multiply
that negative
them.
sign is taken here. Here.
So, but why, sir? So plus sign is already there, no, sir. Sir, we
No,
could
that only. No,
simply
that negative sign
multiply
you
it
get it
minus
outside
G1.
because this negative sign is there. Anyhow, if you see here, reason is see here, this step can be skipped. This step can be skipped. Sometimes what they'll do is in this case, his this problem he has slightly he has gone slightly round and round to solve this problem. Whenever this problem comes, this negative sign is there. No, whatever is this, they don't put it in the block. They directly attach this negative sign here only directly. Getting it? This negative sign, whatever is there, that is directly is bought here, and we are going to get this negative sign. Are you getting it?
So what if what
Yes,
if
sir.
we multiply -1 to G1, sir?
-1 to G1, obviously, no. In case of this -1 to G1, so what are we going to get in the answer? We are going to get the same answer. We are going to get the same answer because it will be what? I'll just solve it. G2 divided by 1,
1 plus
1,
G1, G2,
1 plus G1 minus G2.
G2,
Then minus sign is going to come again.
minus G2. Yes,
Correct,
sir.
no? Correct. Anyhow,
Yes, sir.
that negative sign will be taken into consideration like this. So it will be G2 divided by 1. So that will is going to come. Is it correct? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, similarly, now so the total output will be this. That is summation of this and this. So what we'll have to go into this total is total C output is this plus this. So what we'll have to do is final step is this. Whatever output we had got for initial part and whatever we have got for U, we will have to go. We will have to add it. Got it? The two parts, part A, whatever we had got, C by C in terms of R and second C in terms of U, both have to be added, and we are going to get this answer. This is your final answer. Is it clear? Is it clear? Understood this method? Part A is C by R, and C in terms of R, and one more answer what we get, C in terms of U, because there are two inputs. Both the inputs are to be added, and we have to write this answer. This becomes the total answer. This is the total answer. This is the final answer. Remember, such kind of problems have never been asked, but even then, it is better we understand such kind of thing. Again, similarly, just here we have how many? 3 inputs. So again, what I have to go into do is we have to solve this problem, wherein we are going to make two inputs 0 simultaneously. You make U1, U2 0. You solve for R. You make R and U2 as 0. You solve for U1. You make R and U1 0 and you solve for U2. So similarly, again, we have this kind of problem. So here, in this case, what is condition? This is made 0. As I told, if there are 3 inputs, we'll have 3 parts, and all the 3 parts solution has to be added. If there are 2 parts, 2 solutions are going to get added. Now, in this condition, there are 3 input signals. So U1, U2 are made 0. We assume that U1 and U2 are 0. As U1 and U2 are 0, G1 and G2 are in cascade. H1 and H2 are in cascade. If we just see, we are going to get is G1, G2 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2. We are going to get G1, G2 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2 in terms of this. So you can consider this as equation number 1. Similarly, because here we are going to get this C in terms of R, the solution we are getting C in terms of R. In second thing, what they have done is U1 and R and U2, they have made 0. R and U2 are made 0. In that condition, what we get? In this condition, again, this is a feedback signal kind of a thing. So just observe, this is a feedback signal like this. So here, these two are in cascade. As these two are in cascade, they get multiplied. So we get what? G2 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2. G2 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2. So we have got this. So this is C in terms of U. This is C in terms of U, or U1, sorry. C in terms of U1. C in terms of U1. Similarly, C in terms of U2, because in this condition, R and U1 are made 0. R and U1 are made 0, and we get the block like this. We get the block like this. Again, it is a feedback. So G1, G2, and H1, they are in, just here, these are in cascade, and this is like a feedback signal. So if we slightly rearrange, what are we going to get? Here we are going to get it as G1, G2, H1 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2. 1 minus G1, G2, H1, H2 in terms of U2. So if we add all this, we have got superimposing, we get like this. C1, C2, C3. It means what? C in terms of R, C in terms of U1, C in terms of U2. We get G1 G1 G2 R G2 U1 plus G1 G2 H1 U2 1 divided by 1 minus G1 G2 H1 H2. I hope this problem is clear. Any doubts? And remember, if this kind of problems are there, the problem will be very simple. When you substitute those inputs, you made the input at 0, we get a very simple like one cascading and one feedback. So there will be no complex, like we don't get again shifting the summing point from uh, one point to another, or moving the transfer this takeoff point. That kind of problems are not there. Very simple problems. This is slightly again one more similar problem. Okay, before going to this, any do you find any doubts with respect to this? Any doubts are there with respect to previous problem? Do you find any doubts with respect to previous problem? If there are any doubts, let me know. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Sir, previous problem should be solved in 3 steps, no, sir?
Right. Previous
two
problems should be solved in 3 steps. And in this
So can you show it
conditions,
once?
just a second. See here. Now, once you have done this, what you'll have to do is, here, whatever you are getting, see in terms of R, you consider this as equation number 1. This is equation
sir.
number 1, right? This is equation number 1, because it is C in terms of R. Yeah. Second thing, what you have done is, you have made R and U2 as 0, and you
Yes,
have
sir.
kept U1. You have kept U1. So this becomes your equation number 2. Similarly, third, you have made U1 as well as R as 0. You have retained U2, and you get equation number 3. So adding U1, U2, U3, that is C1 plus C2, that is C in terms of R, C in terms of U1, and C in terms of U2, we get this finally. That is the superposition. Superposition is nothing but adding all this. You are only adding all this thing, and we are going to get this. Is it clear?
Yes,
I remember after simplifying, when you made your input 0, we get again, as I told, we get a very simple block diagram, as in case of cascading or and feedback. So it will not be much complex now. And sometimes what you just observe, whenever this problem is given, don't get confused by this complex thing. So don't worry about this suddenly by seeing this any block diagram. Don't get confused or frightened of. There are very simple things. Now see here. Here, if you just see here, multiple input and multiple output. Remember, this kind of problem has never been even discussed or asked. But even then, I thought I would discuss, so that you'll have some kind of if somebody is planning to do his masters or somewhere, in case of control engineering or somewhere in this PG, some kind of problems might be there. Or if somebody is trying to go for this GATE exam, sometimes this kind of problems are asked. Very simple problems. In this case, how to solve it? Multiple input, multiple output kind of system. Remember, multiple input, multiple output problems have never been asked in your exam. These are only problems pertaining to slightly for GATE exams or any higher level preparations. Only for that we are discussing. So just remember it. Never they are going to ask it. Now, in this case here, multiple input, multiple output systems are there. In this condition, what you do is, we consider one output as 0. If I consider one output as 0, just observe here, C2 is 0. So this line gets nullified. So if you get this line is nullified, so what it will be like R1, and there is one G1, this is G2. So what I'll do is, I'll just shift this point. Just shift this point here. You, as if you are taking this point and you are shifting it here, and you are taking this point below. Just here, this you are shifting, and slightly this, we get what? We get again multiple input, multiple out. We get multiple input and one output. Again, in the like a previous problem, what you'll do is, again one you make 0, try to solve it. Similarly, one more you make 0, try to solve it and add it. This is for C1. This is for C1. Now what we have done is, just observe here. Initially we have made C2 as 0. What we have done is, we have made only one output, that is multiple input, only one output, because we know how to solve multiple input and one output problem, but we do not know how to solve multiple input, multiple output problem. So what we do is, we consider one output as 0. Once one output is 0, we slightly simplify this block diagram. So it will be the condition like multiple input and single output problem. So multiple input and single output problem. In this case, what we are going to do is, in this we consider R as 0. Once we consider R as 0, this will be cascade, that is G1 divided by, this will be this negative sign is positive, it will be 1, it will be G1 divided by 1 plus G2 G3 G4, it will be G1 divided by G1 G1 divided by 1 minus G1 G2 G3 G4 in terms of R. Similarly, if R is made 0, if R1 is made 0, if R1 is made 0, again we have this simplified part. We have this. So what we are going to get, minus G1 G2 minus G1 G3 G4 divided by 1 plus 1 plus, sorry, 1 1 should be 1 plus, it should be 1 plus here. It should be 1 plus G1 G2 G3 G4. No. Correct. It is correct. It is negative only because this negative is this and is added. No, it will be negative 1 minus G1 G2 G3 G4, because this negative sign and this negative sign is positive, and this, because of this positive, this has become again negative. Because of that positive sign, this has become negative. So this is correct. So C1 is nothing but in terms of C1, C1 in terms of R and C in terms of R2. After this, we have solved this. This is one part. Similarly, we make C1 0. In terms of C1 0, again try to solve these two parts. Again, you try to solve these two parts. Cascading, we get this answer. That is this. And this is not the end. What we'll have to do is we'll have to okay, because this is, we are not having superimposition. Superimposition is done. This is output of C2, and previous problem, what previous slide, whatever you have seen, is nothing but the output of C1. So this is the answer. Okay. Any doubts here pertaining to this? Do you have any doubts pertaining to the whatever you have discussed today? Basically, what we have discussed today is multiple input problems, multiple input, multiple output problem. Most of the times, sometimes if paper is slightly difficult, you might get multiple input, single output problem, but never ever multiple input, multiple output problems have been discussed. But don't worry, we have just discussed it. Just go through it. If you have any doubts, let me note. Any doubts are there? Do you have any queries? Any doubts?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Remember, regarding the portion I was just have told, I just will type it and put it in your group, and I'll just briefly tell you. It is block diagram is there in part number 2, unit number 2. In unit number 1, closed loop system, open loop system, differences between this, idle control systems, then mechanical systems, the equations for that, and problems pertaining to that, then force voltage analogy, and problems pertaining to that. So this is the part whatever is there in your for IA, whatever you discussed till today. Whatever you discussed till today, it is there. The part which I'm going to discuss after this class, that is after this slide, that is regarding signal flow graph. That part is not there. Signal flow graph is not there for your IA. Is it clear? Any doubts?
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me yes.
Yes, sir.
Tell
So,
me.
force voltage and force current analogy. So we haven't solved any problems, I guess, sir. So before that, we have solved some problems.
No, it is solved, man. Because sir has solved it. I was there during that class.
So starting, sir.
Sir has solved it. Because I remember, just a second, because there is just a second. Sir has solved, and because while preparing the PPT, I only have prepared it, and I know it.
So that is involving Kirchhoff's law.
Kirchhoff's law, that only, no, force current, force voltage, the problems are there. That is solved.
That is there, sir.
That is there.
After force voltage analogy, we don't have any problems, sir.
No. That is only by using that Kirchhoff law, force voltage and force current means what we get mechanical equation. We write in terms of that.
Yes,
and that problem is there. That is discussed. So regarding this block diagram, I'll put the PPT in today's class so that you can go through this problem. Got it? Is it done? So now what we'll do is we'll just go with the next part, that is signal flow graph. Now, what is the signal flow graph? What is its use? And why it is that necessary? That we'll discuss. Now, This is a signal flow graph. That is the next part of block diagram. Now, we all know that why block diagram is necessary, because if the system is very complex, it is very difficult for us to draw the system and understand. So the entire system or subsystem are represented by block diagram. And how to solve the block diagram, the rules we have understood, problems we have understood. But what is the signal graph, flow graph? If we come across a block diagram which is very complex, understanding, we are not telling about the system, I'm telling about the block diagram. From the system we have drawn the block diagram, and if you find very difficult to solve the block diagram, in that condition, this is the next method, that is the signal flow graph, wherein which will help us to understand how to convert a block diagram into signal flow graph and solve the problems. That is what is done here. So the contents what we are going to discuss is the definition of the block diagram, sorry, signal flow graph. There are few terminologies, then examples, and we have one important thing, this is Mason-Gaines formula and examples for that. And given a very complex block diagram, convert that into signal flow graph and try to solve. So that we are going to discuss in today's class. What is the block? What do you mean the signal flow graph? It is an alternate method to solve the block diagram. Is the signal flow graph, which is which was found out by S.J. Mason. S.J. Mason was a person or a scientist or whatever is called, is a person who has come up with a method of signal flow graph to solve our alternate problem for solving the block diagram. Now, signal flow graph is a diagram that represents a set of simultaneous algebraic equations. Don't worry about what is this written here. Later on, once we understand the problem, then this definition is going to get clear. Remember, at this moment, it is a set of simultaneous linear algebraic equations. Each signal flow graph consists of certain network in which there are nodes which are connected by branches. What do you mean by that? The next slide it becomes clear. Remember, it is nothing but a signal where we have certain nodes. Nodes are nothing but the points, and those points or dots are connected by a signal. So it is like a bead. As we have, we usually have some, they put the tulsi mala or this mala in the neck. It is like this. It is like a bead, and those beads are connected with help of a thread. That is how it is. And each node is represented by a system variable and this. So I'll not go into this definition. I'll just go into this. What are those? I'll just explain. Just here. Now, this is a signal flow graph. This is nothing but a signal flow graph. In this, what we have these dots are called as the nodes. These dots are called as the nodes, and those nodes which are interconnected are called as nothing but the signals. These are nothing but the signals which are connecting these nodes. Now, for this, we'll have to understand certain definitions. What is a node? Node is a point representing a variable or a signal. Now, in this case of problem, the node is nothing but this point or these dots which are there. In exam, you did not write 0, you can only put a dot. While whenever you are solving this problem, you can put a dot, but see that the dot is prominently seen. It will not be a single very small dot. It will be slightly bigger dot, so that has been seen. That becomes your node. Node is nothing but a point representing a variable or a signal. Then what do you mean by branch? Branch is a directed line segment joining two nodes. It is nothing but this here. It is a directed line segment. It can be a like this can be this can be a branch, 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 anything. So branch can be as nothing but the directed line segment joining two nodes. So this is a one branch, this is one branch, this is one branch. So the line which is joining the two nodes are called as the branches. So what are those? The dots are nothing but the nodes are nothing but the points which are represented. They are there in the signal. These two dots, if they are connected by a line segment, that is called as the branches. Then there is something which is called as a transmittance. What is my transmittance? It is the gain between the two nodes. What is called as transmittance? As in this case, G1 is nothing but the transmittance of this. So whatever the thing which is gaining, just understand the signal started with this point and ended with this point. So if I consider what I'll do is, I'll consider this as 1. I'll just for naming purpose, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. I just put the node naming for the nodes so that it becomes easy. So from one node number 1 to node number 2, when the signal was going, it has gained something which is called as G1. So what is this? G1 is nothing but the transmittance that the signal has gained during the motion between the two nodes. Whenever the signal started moving from 1 to 2, it has gained something which is called as a transmittance. Is it clear? Transmittance is nothing but the gain which the signal has gained between the motion between the two nodes. As in this case, what is the transmittance here? It will be G2. Now, if you just see here, this is something. I'll just come back. Okay, is it clear? Is transmittance clear? It is the gain between the two nodes. It is the gain between the two nodes. Remember one thing in case of signal flow graph. In signal flow graph, we are going to draw the nodes, and I'm going to tell one simple method. Whenever we are going to draw a signal flow graph, whenever we write the nodes, preferably write the numbers for those nodes. Like whenever I draw this suppose this is done, don't initially it becomes confused. So what we'll have to do is each node is going to be represented by a mathematical letter, like 1, 2, number like a mathematical number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can write it slightly outside so that it is prominently seen. Then there is something which is called as an input node. A node that has only outgoing branches, it is called as the source or corresponding input node. Now in this case, just here, this point, this node, that is 1, is called as the input node. Why is this called as the input node? Input node because it is the node that has only outgoing branches. Here, just here, this has only outgoing branches. It has no incoming branches. So see here, I cannot call this as node. Why? Because there is one outgoing, but there is also incoming. So apart from this, there are no other nodes which has only incoming branches. Just observe here. I cannot say this except this. There is no other node which has only outgoing branches. Now just here, this I cannot say as the input node. Why? Because here there is some input which is coming. There is some input which is coming. There is no only outgoing. There are also incoming. So here again, they are outgoing, again incoming. For this, again, there are outgoing, there are incoming. So the node in which there are only outgoing signals, there are no incoming signals, that is called as the input node. You remember, a node that has only outgoing branches, outgoing signals, it is called as the input node. Then what is the output node? The node that has only incoming signal, that is called as the sink or corresponding. Here, the input signal is sometimes called as a source, and the output signal is sometimes called as a sink. So input node, also called as a source node, is nothing but where there are only outgoing signals. In case of output node, there are only incoming signals, that is called as a sink. Now in this case, just observe here, this is nothing but only incoming signal. There are no outgoing signals. So remember, usually the first node and the last node is usually the input node and the output node. It is not true every time, but remember this, usually this is the 99% it is true, but allow to cross verify this. If there is a only outgoing signal, then I called it as the input node, or also called as a source node. If there are only incoming signals, no outgoing signals, then it is called as a sink, or also called as a output node. So here in this condition, if I put a number, this is number 1, this is called as the input node. If I put this number, this is called as a 7th is called as the output node. Is it clear? Any doubts? Then, and what are mixed nodes? The nodes that has incoming or outgoing signal, outgoing branches are called as mixed nodes. As in this case, this number 2, this is third number, this is fourth number, this is fifth number, and this sixth number. These are called as a mixed nodes. So any signal will have mixture of 3, that is input node, output node, and the mixed nodes. So it is a combination of all the 3. Input node, in between there will be mixed node, and at the periphery or at the last there will be output node. So usually a signal flow graph will have these 3 types of nodes. Input node, wherein there are only outgoing signals, there are no incoming signals, that is also called as a source node. There is one node where it is a mixture of incoming and outgoing nodes, which is in between the input and output, and those are called as the mixed nodes. And at the periphery or at the last, there is one node where only incoming signals are there, there are no outgoing signals. It is called as the output node or the sink node. Means it is like a sink, there will be no outgoing. So this is nothing but the input node or the output node. Similarly, what is a path? Path is a traversal of a connection in the branch only in the direction of the branch arrows. Means what? I'll just show you this path. Path is nothing but the movement of the movement. Yes, any doubts? Do you have any doubts here with respect to these points, whatever we discussed? What is a node? Then what do you mean by input nodes? Then what are the signals? What is the input node? What is the output node? Then what is the transmittance? That up to this, any do you have any doubt? Any doubts are there?
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay, okay.
So
Now, what is the
transmittance, sir.
transmittance? Transmittance is nothing but the value that gets added between the here. Now, as in this case, the signal start moving. Initially, there was no value. The value which is associated with that branch is called transmittance. Simple. It is, remember this. The value whatever is there associated with this branch is the transmittance. So this branch which is connecting node 1 and node 2 is the transmittance of this. Means what? It is transmitting. As in this case, you just consider G1 is getting transmitted from 1 to 2. G2 is getting transmitted between 2 to 3. G3 is getting transmitted between 3 and 4. So the value what, and remember, this always transmittance is written on the signal at the center. Just here, this is written on the signal at the center. So this becomes the transmittance. So again, this is the transmittance. So transmittance is nothing but the value which is written at the center. It is nothing but the gain which is associated between the two motions, between the two nodes. That is the transmittance. And what is the path? Path is the traversal of the connected branches in the direction of this. So this is the path. So here, this is the path. So this becomes the path. This becomes a path. Path is nothing but the direction in which the signal is moving. Path is nothing but the direction between the two nodes. That is nothing but the path. Then what is a loop? A loop is a closed path. Now just observe here. This is one path starting from 1. So that is the reason why, remember everybody, always whenever you draw this, always put the numbers for nodes. Node number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Whenever you are solving, I'll just later on once again tell you. Now, see here, in this case, path is nothing but movement of from one point to another. Then what is a loop? Loop is nothing but definition. It is a closed path. So what happens is this started moving from 2 to 3 and from 3 to 2. So this becomes one loop. So this becomes one loop. Then one more just here. This there can be one more. And what? How do you define a loop? The input node and the output node for a loop should be same. Remember this. The input node and the output node for the loop should be same. Then it is called as the loop. Means what? The starting point and the end point should be the same. Just observe here. It started with 2, it went to 3 and returned back to 2. So this becomes our loop. Now just is there any other, we'll just observe here. Yes, there is one more. See here. Now if I consider this as 4, just observe here. See, just observe here. I'll just go on moving and then you'll understand. See here. From, just observe, 4 to 5, then 5 to 4. If I consider this as 4 to 5 and 5 to 4, this is one loop. There is one more loop. Just observe here. 4 to 5, then 5 to 6. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, then 6 to 4. Just this part. Just observe here. This like this. So just imagine this part is not there. So it is like this here. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, then 6 to 4. So this part is one more loop. This is nothing but means where the starting point and the end point of the loop is called as is same. That is called as a loop. Then what is a self loop? It is a feedback loop consisting of a single branch. It is a feedback loop consisting of single branch. I'll just show you where it is. So during that time you'll understand that. During discussion I'll tell you regarding this loop, self loop, how the self loop is going to look like. But at this point, just observe, it is nothing but the feedback loop consists of a single branch. It will having only single branch, that is called as a feedback loop or the self loop. Now, what is the loop gain? Loop gain is the product of the branches transmittance of the loop. Now, what is this? See here, what is the loop gain for this? Loop gain for this branch is nothing but G4 V3. G4 V3. For loop gain for this is nothing but G2 v5, g2 v5, g2 v5 is nothing but this. So this is nothing but the loop gain. Loop gain is nothing but the product of the branch transmittance between this. Then what do we mean by non-touching loops? Two loops that does not possess a common node. Now remember, this is a very interesting thing. If there are two loops which does not have a common nodes, for that reason numbering of the nodes are very important. If there are two loops where they are not touching one another, they are those called as non-touching loops. Now if you just observe here, if I start this as number 1, this is 2 and 3, there is one loop here between 2 to 3. There is from 2 to 3 and 3 to 2, this is one loop. And this one is just here, this is 4 and 5. Between 4 and 5 and this is one more loop. So this loop and this loop are not touching one another. So I can consider that this loop and this loop are non-touching loops. Why? Because they do not have a common node. They do not have a common node. If there was a common node between the nodes between the two, then this would have been called as a touching loops. As these loop are not touching, they are called as a non-touching loops. Then what is a forward path? A path from source to sink without traversing any node more than once. It is like a small game what we used to play during our school days. You have to traverse from one point to another. That usually comes in the Champak book or any comic book you was coming. You have to traverse from one point to another without retracing. Similar kind of activities are there here. Just observe here. What is a forward path? The path from source to sink means what? From input to output, such that that path should not have traversed that node more than once. It should not have traversed that path more than once. Just there is one node. I'll just tell you. Just observe here. From 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. So this straight line is one forward path. There is one more forward path from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 like this. It will jump like this and go. Remember, forward path always the arrows are from the input towards the output. There is no reverse back signal. If this reverse comes, then there will be a loop. If there is only forward is in that direction, this is called as a forward path. Remember, what is a forward path? It is nothing but a line which is a signal which is connecting the nodes from the input to the output or from the source to the sink. That is called as a forward path. Then what is a forward path? A feedback path, a path which originates and terminates at the same point. Means that is nothing but a loop. A feedback path is nothing but a path which is similar to that of a loop. So it will start from one point and return back to that. So that is called as a feedback loop. So as in this case, this is a feedback loop. Why? Because it is starting at one point and returning. If it is starting at one point and returning, it is called as a feedback loop. Then forward path gain, it is nothing but the transmittance of the forward path. Now as in this case, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 and G7 is nothing but the forward gain path for this path. Similarly, we had one more forward path like this. Then the forward path gain was G1, G2, G3, G4, G6 and G7. So whatever the gain which are there, you go on multiplying for that forward path, that becomes the forward path gain. Similarly, for one more path, whatever the gain is there, that you are going to consider. Now, don't worry about those definitions. Those will get cleared with this problem. So in this case, we are going to solve. So here, consider the signal flow graph below and identify the following. So there are so many things which are going to identify. What are those? And whatever you had discussed in the previous definitions, same are there here. Just we'll discuss and we'll can conclude. Now what I'll do is I'll just take a break of 10 minutes. Then once that later on, then we'll can start. Okay. You can take a break of 5-10 minutes. Then we'll start.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, welcome back. So we'll start with the class. So we had just seen the definitions of the signal flow graph. We had just seen the definitions of the signal flow graph. Now, these are the given a problem. What are the things to be identified? That we'll just see. Then we'll go ahead with the further part. Now, consider the signal flow graph, which is shown, and identify the following. So what have they said? In first, identify the input nodes. Just see, the input nodes are R1 of S and C of S. So this is the input node. So this is the input node, and this one is the output node. This is the input node, and this is the output node. And there are the two forward paths, as I had seen. So just observe here. This is the red part. That is the forward path, and the forward path gain is G1 of S, G2 of S, G3 of S, G4 of S, G5 of S, and G7 of S. So it is nothing but the point which is connecting node number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is one node, or this is a forward path, and the gain which is associated with this forward path is called as a forward path gain. So that is what is shown here. See here, this is a forward path as well as a forward path gain. So both we have considered. So the determine the path gain of the forward path. That also is in the same in one only we have solved both. So this is the forward path. This is one forward path. There is one more second forward path. Just see blue color line. It is like this. It is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of 6 going through here, the 6 will be like this. 6 and 7. So that is what is shown in the blue color. So it is G1, G2, G3, G4. Instead of G5, it is G6. Why? Because it is a blue color line. So it will move like this, and instead of going straight, it will just go like this. So this is a second forward path, and the path which is, or the gain which is associated with that, is called as a forward path gain. So that is G1, G2, G1, G2, G3, G6, and G7. So this is the second forward path. So this is the second forward path. Now there are loops. Now, so any given signal flow graph, first is what we start with the nodes, then we start connecting that with the signal, the segment or the signal. So we have the forward paths. Then similarly, we have the loops. Now, what is the difference between a path and the loop? So in case of forward path, only the signal is starting, it will start from one point and it will go to another point. But in case of loop, there is always a feedback. Remember, in case of loop, there is always a feedback. If there is no feedback, then we cannot consider that as a loop. Just observe, there are 4 loops. So this is one loop, that is G2H1. So this red color means what? It started with 2, it went to 3 and returned from 2 to 3 like this. So this is the red color, this is one loop. There is one more loop, that is G4GH. That is, it started with 3, sorry, it started with 4, it went to 5, and from 5 again it returned to 4. So this is the second loop. There is a third loop, this is yellow color, just observe here. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 4. So this is yellow color, this is 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to this. So this is our third loop. There is a fourth loop. Now see here, whatever is we are going to show with the this pink color. So this is one more loop. So just observe here, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, then 6 to 4. So this is one loop. So totally there are 4 loops. I'll just show you once again. This is one color red, one red color. This is forward path 1. This is the forward path 2. Sorry, this is not forward path. This is loop. Sorry, it is a loop. This is one loop number 1. This is loop number 2, loop number 3, and loop number 4. So just, and there is a specific notation. Loops are denoted by capital L. Loops are denoted by capital L, and forward paths are denoted by capital F. So if there are two forward paths, F1 is the first forward path, F2 is the second forward path. So if there are 4 loops, L1 is the first forward path, L2 is the second forward path, L3 is the fourth loop, L4 is the fourth loop. So here L1 is this. L1 is G2H1, L2 is G4H2, L3 is G4G5H3, and L4 is nothing but G6H3. Okay, I'll just stop here. For these 2 points, that is the forward path, the input node, output node, forward path loop gain, loop and loop gain. Are there any doubts? Any doubts here up to now? Up to this, are there any doubts? If there are any doubts, let me know. If there are any.
So forward path, can you brief it?
Forward path, what? Yes, can you repeat?
Can you brief it?
Forward path one more. I said just show you.
Yes,
just here. Here, are you able to see this red color part? This
yes,
is one. Second one is this blue color. Getting it?
Yes,
as if just imagine that this is a road which is connected, and suppose there is a bridge here. Suppose there is a bridge or the road is damaged. So instead of going like this, you just traverse like this and go from this one. So this is a second forward path. And so what? From one point to another, there is one destination. To reach your destination, there is one path which you are going for this. There is second path which you are going to route it from other path. And remember, forward paths always, as I told, it will start from the input and it will end to output. It will not return back. So that is forward path. Whereas in case of loop, it will start from one point and return to that point. Now in this case, L1, just see here, it started with 2, it went to 2, 3 and returned back to 2. Now in this case, there is one more. It started with 4, it went to 5, again returned to 4. Then in case of this, it started with 4, passed through 5, went to 6. From 6 to again it returned back to 4. Then one more, it started with 4, it went to 5. Instead of going like this, it went from 5 to 6 like this, and from 6 again it returned back. So there are 4 loops, and the gain which is associated with those loops are called as the loop gains. And the loop and the gain which is associated with the path is called as a path gain. So it will be forward path gain and the loop gain. Is it clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Now there are non-touching loops. What do you mean by non-touching loops? I'll just tell you. The loops which do not have the common nodes. As I've told, the loops which do not have the common nodes are called as the non-touching loops. Now just observe here. In this case, this loop, that is L1, this loop, red color one loop, and this loop, they are not touching loops. Is it clear? These are not touching loops. Similarly, just observe here, G2H1, and G4H2. So this part, G2H1 and G4H2, these are the two non-touching loops. Similarly, G2H1 and G4G5H3. This is second condition. Then the third condition is this loop and G4G6H3, G4, G6, H3. So these are non-touching loops. Why? Totally, if you just remember, there were 4 loops. In those 4 loops, loop number 1, loop number 2 is one non-touching loop pair. Then loop number 1 and loop number 3 is the second non-touching loop pair. Loop number 1 and loop number 4 is the third non-touching loop pair. Now, because always we go in pairs, non-touching loop are always in pairs. If we just observe loop number 1, I just show you here so that can be understood. See here, this and this, are there any node they are touching? Because this loop and this loop, they are not touching one another. So these are the 2 non-touching loop pair. Similarly, this yellow color and this red color, again this here, this is one loop and this one is loop. So as in this case, they do not have a common node and they are not touching. So this is a second loop pair. Then the third, this pink color and this red color, again they have this is one loop and this one is loop. So again these are non-touching loop pair. So in this case, L1 and L2 is first non-touching loop pair. L1 and L3 is the second non-touching loop pair. Then L1 and L4 is the third non-touching loop pair. Remember, non-touching loop pair always they will come in pairs. They will not be in a single thing. Loops are single, forward paths are single, but non-touching loops, they always come in pair. They will not be in a single. So in this case, this 2 red colors, L1, L2 is first non-touching loop pair. L1 and L3 is the second non-touching loop pair. L1 and L4 is the third non-touching loop pair. That is all shown here. Just here, this is L1 and L2 because this G2 and G1 is L1, G4 and H2 is L2. Then L1 is going to remain same. You just see here, L1 is remaining same. Only here, the second, that is L3 is going to change. What is L3? G4, G5, H3. G4, G5, H3. It is like this. It is the yellow color, whatever it is seen. This is the third loop, and the fourth loop is like this: G4, G6, H3, G4, G6, H3, which we had seen in the pink color. So red color pairing, red as yellow, and red and pink. So these are the 3 non-touching loop pair. Is it clear? Is there any doubts? If this is clear, our 85% part is clear with respect to signal flow graph. If these concepts are clear, that is what is node, what is forward path, then what is loop, then what is non-touching loop. If this is clear, our 85% part is done. Do you have any doubts or queries? Do you have any doubts? Anybody is having any doubts? Please let me know if there are any doubts. I'll clarify. Or else we'll go with one more kind of problem. Similar means for understanding. Any doubts? Anybody
No doubts, sir.
Okay. Now. Okay. Now, similarly, I have taken one more example. Now, consider the signal flow graph and identify the following. Now, here once again, just see here. Here there is one x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5. What are these? These are nothing but the nodes. As in this case, I told you, always we are either in some books they go for x1, x2, x3, or you can write only direct 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there are 5 nodes. Now, if we just observe this, try to observe this. X2, what is this here? Just observe. A3, X3 is nothing but A23, X2. A23, X2. So X3 is nothing but A23, X2. X3 is nothing but A23, X2. That is written here. Then X4, A34, X3, A34, X3 plus A44, X4. Means what? It is nothing but here. This. Now, I'll just tell you this. I'll not consider this. I'll consider this for your explanation. Just observe here. This is consider the signal flow graph, and we are identifying some things. What are these things? We are just observe here. This is one signal flow graph, and we are supposed to identify some things. What are those? We are all to identify the forward paths and the gains. What are the forward paths and the gains? Just observe here. So here, if you just see here, this is one forward path, that is 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. That is what is shown here. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. This is one forward path. Similarly, there is one more forward path. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, then 3 to 5. 3 to 5, just here. That is shown here. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 5. So there are 2 forward paths. And what are the gains which are associated? A12, A23, A34, A45. That is written here. Say A12, A23, A34, A45. This is the forward path of 1, or the gain which is associated with first forward path. Then second forward path. In some books they write P1, in some books they write F, but for loop L is the definition. L is the notation. This is the notation which is they have followed in Nagarath Gopal book. Now they have followed this. Then there is second forward path, that is A12, A23, A35. So this is the second forward path. Similarly, how many loops are there and what are the gains? Now just observe here. There is one loop. What is that loop? A23, A32. See here, A23 and A32 means what? From 2 to 3 it is going, and from 3 to 2 it is coming back. So this is one. Then just go with this C, D, E, F, and G. So I'm going in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 4. Then second, what is the second loop? Second loop is this. So A from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and from 4 to 2. So this is again from 4, it is written 2. So just observe here. And how to identify this here? 2 to 3 means what? From point number 2 it is going to 3. 3 to 4 means what? It is going from 3 to 4. And here 4 to 2 means from 4 to it is returning. So just observe here 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 2. So this is the second forward path. Then what is this? I was telling you something which is called as a self loop. What is self loop? Self loop is just here. And so what? It will touch, it will go outside and again come back to the same point. It will not pass through any other nodes. Self loop is nothing but the input and the output node is same, and it will not pass through any other loops, or it will not pass through any other nodes. So this is called as a self loop. I cannot call this as self loop because why? It has crossed one or the other nodes. This has crossed one or the other nodes. This has crossed one or the other nodes. This has crossed one or the other nodes. But in this case, it started with one node, it ended with the same node. So that is called as a self loop. Self loop is this, means what? The input node and the output node should be same. Also, it should not pass through any other nodes. That is called as a self loop. This is that is what is written A44. Then next, just observe A23, A34, then A52, then A45, and A52. Just observe, this is one more loop. Just observe this. It's what? 1 to 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and this. This is what is shown here. So this is what? This is the fourth loop. Similarly, there is fifth loop. How is that? A2 to 3, then 3 to 5, then 5 to 2. Just observe here. This is the fifth loop. So there are totally 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this drawing, there are 5 other loops. Then are there any non-touching loops? Yes, there are some non-touching loops. What are those? Just we'll discuss. Is this point clear? What are the loops which are there? Whenever you are taking the loops, also consider normal loop as well as a self loop, because there is no bifurcation of different loops. Both have to be taken into consideration. Now, as I told,
Sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, self loop can be considered also for forward path, sir?
No. As I told, forward path, in most of the condition, the loops, because it has not gone to termination, usually it will happen at somewhere the intermediate point only.
Sir,
because in case of it is
A12.
contradicting here. It is contradicting because in case of forward path, what is a forward path? It is having only input. It does not has the feedback. Getting it? So in case of this, what has happened? It has gone outside but returned. So I cannot consider this forward path. Similarly, if I want to consider this as the sink or nothing but the output node, it should have only input. It should not have output. But again, it has output and input. So this is contradicting. So I cannot consider self loop as the forward path.
Forward path.
Correct.
Okay,
Is it
sir.
understood? No. Once again,
Yes.
as I told, in case of non-touching loop, they'll always come in pair. Just observe here. This and this here. This loop and this loop. Just observe. I'll just show this. See here. This and loop and this loop, they are not touching. So because why? They do not have a common node. Similarly, this node and this loop and this loop, again they do not have a common points. They do not have a common point. So there were how many forward paths? There were 2 forward paths. there were totally 5 loops, and there were 2 pairs of non-touching loops. So there were 2 pairs of non-touching loops. Is this point clear? Is there any doubts? Do you have any doubts with this? Do you have any doubts? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, next what I want is, next I want you to note down this and you try to give me the answers for this. Because without you doing it, you start doing at home or practice it, you will not understand. You take this drawing, you take down this drawing, and we'll try to answer all this. You take down this drawing, everybody. You take down this drawing, everybody take down 1 minute. See here, for those who are attending, everybody, it is mandatory to go take your book, note down this problem, and remember on signal flow graph, as we had done in block diagram, in signal flow graph is also for 10 marks, 10 to 12 marks. It is very important and very simple. So for this, we have just discussed something. So to practice, I want you to take down this drawing and try to answer all these points. Then we'll discuss the solution. During that time, the solution, if we can cross check. You take down this thing, you spare 5-10 minutes, then we'll go ahead with the solution. Everybody open your book, start doing it. Hope everybody is noting down the problems. Note down and start solving it.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, because of some network problem, I could not hear you what all to find, sir. What all to do in this?
Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir. Sir.
You are supposed to find all these things.
All this. Okay, sir. Yes.
Here, one important thing, whenever you are taking down the signal flow graph, don't make any mistake with respect to the direction of the signal. Now, just for your benefit, there is one, if I consider this x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, and x7. Here, in this case, what you can do is one thing, just observe. You need not write this value of x. You can only directly write 1, 2, 3, 4 for simplification. You can write this node 1, this as node 2, this as node 3, this as node 4, this as node 5, 6, 7, and 8. You need not write that x, so that that much amount of thing can be saved. Then between node 2 and node 3, node 2 and 3, here this is A32, means what? It is moving from, just here it is like this, then A43, A54, A65, A76. You go on noting down this. Okay, I hope everybody has noted down the problem. Hope everybody has noted down. Just a second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is, see, everybody note the problems and we are going to solve it. And you are going to solve it. Partially, I'll go on telling you the answers so that we can cross check it with you, because there's like a practice at home. So input and output node is very simple. X1 and X8 are nothing but 1 and 8. 1 is the input node and 8 is the output node. That is very simple. Now comes the forward path, loops, then the forward path loop gain, and the feedback loop and the loop gains. Path gains, loop gains. Okay. Have you noted down this problem? So,
Yes, sir.
okay, the input nodes are 1 and 8. Input is 1, output is 8. Then we'll go to this. So just what is written here? The input node is X1 and X8. So the input nodes and output nodes are clear. Now question is forward path. So can anybody tell me what are the forward paths?
So X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, X8.
Okay,
That is one.
That is one forward path.
Yes, sir. And second one is X1, X2, X7, X8.
X1, X2. There is
X7.
here. I'll just traverse here. 1 to 2, then
Yes, sir.
2 to 4,
Yes, sir.
then 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and 7 to 8. This is one more. You
Yes,
getting
sir.
this?
3 are there, sir.
3 are there. Huh? Which one is one more?
So X1, X2,
Sir,
and
X1,
bottom,
X2?
sir. That
Ah,
A to A7. Yes, sir.
Correct, like this here. So this is one. So which are those? I'll just see.
X1, X2.
Here X1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 7, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. Is it clear? Have everybody got this? Clearly observed this? Means what? 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to, means what? X1 to X2, X2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. And second is 1 to 2, that is X1 to X2, X2 to X4, X4 to X5, X5 to X6, X6 to X7, and X7 to X8. So this is one, and this one is third. So like this is one more, and this one is one. So there are totally 3 forward paths. Is it clear?
So can we not use like 1 into A72 into 1 to define path,
which one?
sir? So 1, so second path, sir. 1 into A72 into 1.
That is the forward path. It is a forward path, the transmittance or the gain. They are only as no forward paths. No, you take it. You are given the gain when they ask, no, that time you'll have to write that A72. If you write directly 1 into A72 into 1, that becomes the forward path gain. Now here in this case, they have only asked you the forward path. Now if I say the forward path, write the forward path gain, in this case this answer is not correct. What will be the forward path gain? Forward path gain will be 1 into A32, A43, A54, A56. Sorry, A65, 76, 1. And second will be 1 into 42, 54, 65, 76. That part is there. That part is there. But here only they
Yes,
asked
sir.
us to write the forward path.
Forward
Forward
paths.
paths, not the
Okay, sir.
forward path gain. Is it clear?
Okay,
Now,
sir. Yes, sir.
then next, feedback loops or the loops. Now, if you just observe, there are so many loops. Now, which are those loops? This is one loop. Are you getting it? A30, this, that is 1 to 2, sorry, 2 to 3 and 3 to 2. It is x2 to x3. It's here. X2 to x3 and 3 to 2. This is one. This is the second. So this is one loop. This is one more 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 loop. So in total we have 5 loops adjacent to one another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are there. See, just observe here. 5 are there. Then there is also one self loop. This is one loop. Then this is not the end. There is one more. There are 2 more. Which are those? See here, one beta. Have you noted down this? Let's observe here. So in loops, there are not only 5. There are more than that. What you do is you write L1, loop number 1, x2 to x3, x3 to x2. You write like this. This is the first loop. This is L1. This is L2. This is L3. This is L4, L5, L6. So these are the 6 loops what we have seen. This is not the end. We have still few more. Have you noted down this? Any doubts here? Apart from a few students, others don't reply or this do not understand. Do you any other anybody is? Are you there or simply logged in? See here. Important is basically any doubts are there. Please get it clarified. Don't take the doubts or retain the doubts. It will be later on little confusing. So any doubts are there, please feel free to ask, get it clarified, get it sorted out. So as I've told, there are this is second loop, this is third loop, this is fourth loop, this is fifth loop, this is sixth loop. Now that is not the end. There are few other loops. Can anybody tell me which is the one more loop? Now see here, just observe here. If you just observe
x5, x7,
x5 to x.
here from x2 to see here, always whenever you start now, you start from the input node to output node. If you start from here and then try to get the release, I'll tell you how to go ahead. See here, I'll go from 1 to 2 and try to see between 2 and other, are there any other loops? So just observe here. 1, I went node from node to 3 to 2, sorry, from node 2 to 3, again 3 to 2. So this is one loop. Now, then I'll go from node 3 to node 4. I go from node 3 to node 4 and I come back. But if I just see node 1 from node 2, there is like this here. This is one, this is one more, this is one more. Are you getting it? From 2 to 4, 4 to 3, then 3 to 2. This is one more loop. Getting it? Are you getting everybody? From 2 to 4, 4 to 3, then 3 to 2. This is one more loop. That is what is shown here. Just observe here. Are you getting it? Is it clear? So whenever any problems are there, don't here examiners can create n number of drawings, n number of things can be there. Please do not by heart it. Concept wise you understand. If you understand concept wise, then there is very simple. How to understand this? You start with one node. Now see here, I have come to node number 2. From node number 2, you see how many things which are going out. There are 2 things which are going out. So one is this. So with this, and is there anything which is returning? Yes. So one is going and one more is returning. See here. Now from here, from 2 to 3 it is going, and from 3 to 2 it is going. So this is one more loop. This is loop number. This is one loop. Then from here also it is going and it is returning here. It is returning. So this can be one more loop. So this is our L number. This is one more loop. Then similarly, if we go to load number 3, there is one arrow is going outside and one more is returning. So this is one more loop. So if I go to node number 4, loop number 4, one loop is going like this and one loop is coming like this. So this is our one more loop. Then if I come to node number 5, one loop is going like this, one loop is coming like this. Is there anything which is going forward and not returning? No. Now again here, if you just observe here, there is one more loop. So you just observe here, this is one more loop. So this is one loop, then this one is one more loop, which is that x to 5 to 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and 7 to 5. So this is here. This is one more loop. So this part, the top part. So from 5 to 6 it has gone. From 6 to 7 it went, and from again 7 to it returned to 5. So this top part is one more loop. Is it clear? Is it clear? Any other doubts? Do you have any doubts with respect to these two? This part from 2 to 4, 4 to 3, and 3 to 2, this was one loop. Then this is very loop. This, the top sector, or the semicircle part, that is one more loop. Then there is one more loop here, which is slightly confusing. You just observe here. From 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. On beta.
It is from 2 to 7. So then we return.
It is some mistake. Yes, correct. Correct. This is a mistake. No. It is not like this. From 2 to 7, yes, correct. From 2 to 7, then from 7 to 2. So it is like this. This is one more loop just here. Is it clear? Understood this? So from 2 to 7, then from 7 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2. So this is one more loop. And there is one more from 2 to 7, 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, and 3 to 1. So just here, how many loops were there? Initially we thought only 6. There are not 6 loops. There are more than that loops. More than that. So just observe, we will count them. Which are those? How many loops are there? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this one is 6. Then this is 7, this one is 8, this one is 9, this one is 10. So there are 10 loops. I hope it is clear. Everybody is clear with this? Everybody is clear? Any doubts? Any doubts with respect?
No doubt.
Okay. So, and how many self loop are there? There is only one self loop. Now, then what are the loop gains of forward paths? Loop gains of the here. No. What they were asked now, here, if you just this, earlier they had asked only the loops. Now they asked the loop gains. So wherever the values are there, you'll only go on multiplying the transmittance which are associated with those loops. So transmittance of this A32, A23, A43, 34, 54, 45, 65, 56, 76, 67, A77 was one. Then here was one more, that is A43, 34, 23. And then 72, 67, 56, 45, 34, 23. Then one more was 72, 57, 45, 34, 23. So with wherever the loops we had seen, whatever the transmittance which are there, you only go on multiplying. That is the loop gains. And this forward paths. So forward paths are there. So as we had seen, there are 3 forward paths and there are 3 forward path gains. Okay. Any doubts are there with respect to today's problem? Do you have, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So with this, I'll conclude today's class, because the part which we are going to discuss is it will take some more time, and it is a new concept. So with this, the brief introduction regarding the signal flow graph. What are the basic important parts like input node, output node? Then what do you mean by signal? Then what do you mean by transmittance? What do you mean by forward path? What do you mean by a loop? What do you mean by loop gains? Then what do you mean by forward path loop gain? What is the loop gains? Non-touching loops. All the things we have seen. Then tomorrow's class, what I'll do is I'll just revisit this and we'll go with the next part of this. Is there any do you have any confusion? Yes, any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Tell me.
So self loop can be considered in feedback loop, no, sir?
Feedback loop, yes, correct. It can be considered. No, feedback loop. I'll just clarify this. I'll just clarify
Okay,
this.
sir, because we have considered in
So we
the
cannot
problem.
consider that as a forward path, but regarding the feedback loop, I'll just consider. I'll just ask and let you know.
So because in that question it is
Okay,
given
sir.
separately as Self loop, no, sir.
Self loop. They have told self loop
Yes,
means
sir.
what is. But as per him, what about feedback loop? I'll just go through and I'll just ask and let him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'll conclude today's class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.